Hi, welcome. My name's Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer, and every single Friday I give you the macro technical analysis video. We go over Bitcoin. We go over Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance. We also talk about gold, the NASDAQ, the S&P futures, and more. Are you ready to see what's up with the DXY, the dollar? Are you ready to really look at the macro picture of what's happening so you can see the best probabilities of where we're going in the future? Let's take a look at where we are, and let's take a look at where we're going with this beautiful analysis. I can't wait to show you guys. Let's have some fun. Let's break it down right now. So here we are with the chart for Bitcoin. And as you can see, if you've been watching my macro technical analysis videos, every week we talked about this being a hidden bullish divergence. As you could see, the RSI was pointing to the downside while price action was pointing up. That gave us that beautiful move to the upside here. You can see RSI down, price moving up. We also pulled the Fibonacci here, and it gave us the 618 golden pocket retracement, which was insane. A little bit of a wick to the 786, and we were gone. I mean, that to me tells me you had to buy. We bought 84,000. Since then, that was the biggest macro. Then I bought between 74 and 81K, and here we are now. A lot of people a little more bearish than bullish, back and forth. What's happening? Well, let's talk about the macro so we don't get caught up in crypto Twitter and what other people are saying and all the other analysis. Let's just look at the facts. So the facts are this. We're above weekly resistance that is now turned into support at 104,005. As long as we continue to stay above 104.5, Bitcoin could do what I call an uptrending, an uptrending flag, or it could make, a flag like this, like an ascending triangle or a bull pennant. It makes that. Look at the leg there. It could consolidate for a few weeks, maybe even for 5 to 6 weeks, and then get ready for its massive leg up where it looks like it's going to go on an explosive move up to about $143,000. I keep getting that area of 139 to 142K, 143K. That's an area, the $140,000 area just keeps coming up to me every time I do my analysis on the macro scale. Not saying it's going to happen for sure. Nothing's guaranteed, but that's the probability that starts to show a lot. We get this inverted head and shoulder here that would also propel us further to the upside, give us that measured move to the upside here for Bitcoin. So again, it's not all doom and gloom. Yesterday was a crazy dump to $100,000, I think $100,600, but we have since recovered this, into the night. The Asia session, the London session really bought into price action. Didn't give Americans a chance to buy that dip if they didn't do it at night. That was our last chance. I was able to make a beautiful trade using the 4-hour reversal and a cup and handle on the 1-minute time frame, and here we are. So what I'd like to see is this candle close green, or even if it closes red, but somewhat like this, just close above 104.5, and then, the next green candle, and start to consolidate. This thing consolidates, and it will take time. You can hold shift down and go right, and it will tell me basically how much time and in how many weeks. But right there, we're looking at 42 days of consolidation, which would be great. Bitcoin, that's actually short for Bitcoin if we can get only 42 days of consolidation before the next big pump. So this looks good to me on the macro. I like what I'm seeing. We just want to make sure the weekly candle closes above 104.5. Closes below 104.5, we start getting this more of this idea. We slap on the moving averages. The 21-day moving average comes into play. Okay, we bring this, we actually pull the Fibonacci here, and we start seeing that we could somewhat come back down here to about 100K. Now, we already did that wick today, and you can see we wicked basically into the golden pocket, which is pretty crazy. We got, we came in there just a tad, but we wicked to the 618 golden pocket, got a bounce. A lot of people had orders there in the Fibonacci levels, and so, bots too. So they bought up that price action, and bang, Bitcoin got eaten right back above after those two liquidity grabs. So they went after the longs, went after the shorts. And if you're just watching for today too, we're just looking for 107,000 for Bookmap. If we can't get there by the time you see it to the upside. So macro, we stay above 104.5. We get this bounce. I'd like to see the uptrending flag or the sideways flag. It's not ruled out yet that we could get the Fibonacci back down to 100K and get a candle to close down there. We wicked down there, but to get a real candle to close down there. So your worst case scenario, back down to 100,000 on the fib. Best case scenario, we get a bounce and go sideways. Both of them suggest it's consolidation for the next 30 to 40 days. And then we get our bigger move to the upside that starts somewhere. It says by, the mid-August or beginning of August here. Oh, no, okay, July 21st, actually, sorry. So late July and into maybe the first week of August is when, this could possibly begin to break out, even if we went further down or up. That area is where I'm looking at for the next big leg to the upside. One last thing, I said it before, just want to show it one more time, though, is the idea that this could be a shoulder, a bit of a head, and a right shoulder as well to the upside. Moving forward, we're going to bounce on in now to Bitcoin dominance and take a look at what's happening to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, if it's going to rip, it's good for Bitcoin, right? But we want to make sure that Tether dominance is also going to fall. So we're going to juxtapose these two together. Right now, I really want to look at it on the daily. And when I look at it on the daily, you can see Bitcoin dominance starting to form this nice, what to me looks like a symmetrical triangle. But when you have this much price action pushing things this tight, to me, it definitely feels more bullish, right? And you can see and when Bitcoin had a huge reversal yesterday with dominance going up, this tells me that Bitcoin's about to go on a next leg and probably rip. So this says that to watch your altcoins. It's Bitcoin's turn again, and Bitcoin's likely going to go on another bit of a move here, maybe reclaim 107, 108,000 and continue to pump. So Bitcoin dominance suggesting you're going to move up at least back to 65 pretty fast, and then we go from there. But Bitcoin dominance looks nice to me right now for a continuation to the upside. Let's take a look at Tether dominance and see what Tether dominance is looking at. Tether dominance, right, did what we wanted it to do there, got rejected on that daily, made the rising wedge. We'd love to see rising wedges break to the downside 68% of the time, get that move back. Of course, double bottom, of course, the 200 MA, but we'd like to see this thing collapse and just really start to drop. If it lost the trend line, even better today or tomorrow without even a little bounce. It could make a shoulder ahead and a bit of a right shoulder there and dump, just like Bitcoin could make the right shoulder to the upside of the inverted headed shoulder. It might make the inverted right shoulder, right? So we're looking for this here for dominance to continue down, Tether dominance, because who wants to be in Tether right now when Bitcoin is the hottest thing since sliced bread? So people dipped a little bit into Tether when there was that dump. Someone got ripped out of altcoins. A lot of people did sell their altcoins for Bitcoin. You can kind of see that. They were done. They said, I'm not holding alts anymore. I'm going to sell it for BTC. So that's Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance right there after Bitcoin. Super important to take a look at. Now we have to take a look at total 3, the entire market cap in all of crypto, the total, sorry. Now we're going to look at total, the entire market cap of all of cryptocurrency, and we're going to see what's happening here. So when we look at this, we are bouncing off the daily 200 moving average. Such an exclusive area, such a hot moment here. And again, this tells me that this could be a huge turning point for the market. If you ever go back below that daily 200 MA, that's bearish. But to me, I love trading bounces off the 200. You see me do it on the 15, on the 1 minute. And heck, the bigger the time frame, the better. To me, I wouldn't be surprised if that was our last chance to buy. Heavy fear, right, in the market. And then altcoins get a bounce here and Bitcoin. Now, again, we showed you dominance, so it does look like it's more like Bitcoin's play here. And this is going to be a move, but this suggests that we're going to get a huge move. And this is a cup and handle. And they call me Sammy Cup and Handy for a reason, because I go hard when I see that cup and handle. Right now, I'm putting my name on the line. Like, it looks like we could get a move. It had some shoulder, had right shoulder vibes, but that big move back up, that bullish engulfing candle, and the stochastics are oversold, bouncing. We have hidden bullish divergence as far as I'm concerned. That swings up while that swings down. And from this impulse right there, we're going to pull a Fibonacci, and you can clearly see that we come right back down to the golden pocket at the 618.65. So that's too coincidental for me. That's another model that I've played many times in my life for gains. That tells me that we're going to get a continuation here to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see $107,000 to $108,000 Bitcoin, maybe even into the weekend and into Monday, Tuesday. And total looks like it's about to explode. Cup and handle on that daily time frame. We take a look at total 3 on the daily, and it's basically the same story, morning glory. We're just looking for this to bounce. Every time altcoins just slip a little more down, a little more down. And, Bitcoin just keeps stealing the show a little bit. And that's that dominance, showing you that Bitcoin dominance just keeps kind of getting back. If whatever it gives to altcoins, it takes it back pretty fast. But this is a falling wedge. Previous support is resistance. This is our last chance to really, you got to hold here. If not, it's like what's going on with these alts? And this is the entire market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's total 3, just in case, And so total 3, we need this bounce, tightness. This will tell us that the altcoins are okay. If we get this, this would be the last chance to load up on alts before they go for a massive move to the upside. It is still the cup and handle. It has all the bells and whistles going for it right now. You know, it has all that. It's looking beautiful. But we got to get that bounce. Like, no matter how good it looks, we got to get the bulls to step in here. And, you know, people are just still wary of buying altcoins. We need some big VC money, you know, big money to kind of flush these charts up to get that FOMO in, or people to kind of rush on in. So that's total 3, the entire market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'd also like to take a look at now at the S&P futures. They look very bullish to me on the daily time frame. I'm calling for a move out of this ascending triangle right here. I believe you could get in right now with a stop below 3875, and this thing will rip to 63.98. And it looks like it could start ripping into the summer, which is strange. A pump in the summer, but hey, it says a pump in the summer for the S&P futures, and it's going to rip into June, which is kind of crazy, but that's what I'm looking at. And again, maybe not. Maybe we slope and nothing, you know, is set in stone. But I'm calling for a bullish move here on the S&P, and I've been pretty spot on with the S&P over the years. Same thing with the NASDAQ. I called the move on the NASDAQ here on the daily. I actually entered this trade. We sold the tippity top there this morning, and we want to see if we can get more, but consolidative move and then flags from here. But this looks like it could continue to pump. Oversold in the stochastics, looking great on the RSI, and looking great on the basically the MACD has lack of sell pressure on that histogram. Tells me there's a huge move coming for the NASDAQ as well. I like to take a look at gold amongst all this, just as another kind of macro signal. You know, gold's interesting because Bitcoin starts to rip. You could see gold, maybe people, you know, a little more skeptical. Gold goes back and forth. However, this is a symmetrical triangle. I see it as a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. I'm calling for a long here, even though it could go either way. I'm calling for a long on gold. Stop loss right here. I could see gold rip. The next target for gold takes it to, I have it waiting right there anyway. But it takes it to 3751, 3750, which is awesome, right? So I'm bullish on gold. Looks like we're going to get a bigger move on gold. Looks like it just might take some time. The daily is a little overbought in stochastics. May have to go sideways a little longer, like open this up and watch this kind of go sideways a little bit, and then boom, it pumps somewhere by June 16th or something like that. With that being said, we got to look at the DXY. Is the DXY going to collapse? And that's what we needed to do. Funny, I drew this out the last time I did we did a live stream, and I said, you know, we need this to make a shoulder ahead, and then the right shoulder has to reject it in the dump. We got it. Let's see the DXY continue this dump all the way down. So it's lost key levels. It's below the 200 MA on the daily. It's below the 200 MA on the 3-day, right? This is great. And it's below the 200 MA here. I think it just lost the 200 day. What was it on the 2-day, the daily? I mean, look at this. I mean, that's so bearish. So I see more downside here, and it made the head and shoulder pattern. I see more downside. I see it just slipping off. You know, this could turn into like, I don't know, more of like a descending triangle here. It gets one more little pump, but then it falls off again, continues to collapse to the downside. And I see this as the shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, and then that's the bigger neckline, and this thing just continues to moon down. Sorry, not moon, but continues to dump. I see it going all the way to 94, losing that $100 level. The DXY completely dumping here on the charts. And then last but not least, ETHBTC. Are we getting some type of alt season? Is ETH going to move up against Bitcoin? It took a dump, but now looks like it's taking a stand. I like what I'm seeing here. I expect ETH to bounce against Bitcoin. I'm still in an ETH trade, even though it feels like pulling teeth. I expect this bounce here, and I expect ETH to continue its move against Bitcoin and the altcoins to slowly get some traction. So I'm looking for this bounce here on ETHBTC. Remember that and watch that closely. Look for the shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look for that bounce. Look for the move. Crack that 200 MA, and then bang, we're going to be in the money for these altcoins. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time gaining knowledge with me watching that macro analysis video. Come every single Friday to get more knowledge and see the market in a big zoomed out way, so you're not caught up on the small time frames getting chopped up. If you like this technical analysis, please watch me live every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I also do an impromptu live stream on the weekends as well to show you the type of updates you would get every single day on the mornings, Monday through Friday in the trading group. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more about me and what I do, and to join my trading group and find out how I teach the masses to trade. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week, or maybe tomorrow on my next video.